Hi and welcome back to the Picket Fence Studios YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to have a look at the new slimline die cutting system. So this has been out for a little while and some of you might already have your hands on it, and good for you if you do. So first of all, as I said, this is brand new to me. I haven't even opened this package, and with this slimline die cutting system you can, prepare yourself, make 256 different card fronts combinations. That's right, 256. So we're not going to quite do 256 today, but we are going to do a few. So first of all, let's open these babies up and have another little closer look at them. So we have our actual slimline cutting panels here. So with these, obviously you can lay these up or use as singles. And let's measure these. So we got about 3.5 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5 inches. And our inside one is, well, should we say maybe 1/4 inch-ish, smaller than that. So you can get that nice frame layout if you use both these on top of each other, which is a really nice little way of just popping up your card, just with a tiny little extra pizzazz, I think. And then we have a little, oops, sneaky bit. So this one you can cut out and you get a cute little fence look. So if you do on a vertical, for instance, you can do 1 or 2 or 3 and then pop in like a little, like from Peach and Piper, or some of our little doggies or kitty cats, or even the geese. That would look super cute. So let's see here, we can get all 3 in whilst layering up these 2. So there we are. Okay, so that is really cute already. Okay, so we are going to cut out some shapes and make some combinations. So on this panel, which I have used a lovely stencil with the golden rose paper glaze, there was a little bit of a blob right here. So I solved that by simply cutting that out. And then this is going to be layered up with, oh, wrong size, with a white one behind here. And then I was thinking sentiment strip coming out from here. That could be pretty nice, couldn't it? And this is the fun thing, is that with so many options, you can literally be playing around for days and still not use the same combination twice. How brilliant is that? And then look at this piece here as well. So I used the same piece here with the grass twice, and then once with the fence in the middle. And this would look super cute with a couple of little doggies propped up in the back there. Maybe with an ink blended background and a bit of extra grass or something like that. So yeah, we're going to be playing around with these and try to make some fun cards as well. But I'm not finished making combinations yet. So we're going to make a few more, and then we are going to actually turn these into cards. And I had an idea as well of maybe using some of these backgrounds that I made previously with, this is done with the Stashes stencil, and these are the leftovers from where I've done ink blending first, and then I've spritzed the stencil with water and simply put a piece of water cardstock down, pressed down, and picked up the color. So I actually got 2 out of the same, so you can see the pattern is very similar. It's just that this one is slightly lighter because this was the second one. So we're gonna make some combinations with these as well, and then let's get card making. Well, I would say that we have a few beginner panels. So I'm gonna have a little sit down and probably a little bit of a faff about, and then we're gonna see what we can do with all of these. But I think this one might not be the one. I wonder if this will be better with an ink blended background. This I kind of like the look of, but I should have maybe done 3, and then I would have had 3-3 and 3-3, but I don't know if I think it's going to be enough space in between. Oops, that's upside down as well. Obviously it doesn't work very well like that. So I feel like that's going to be too skinny, or maybe not. I'll tell you what, what's the worst that can happen? Let's do it. Right, so a little hack, if you really want to make sure that all your lines and cuts are straight, use a little bit of very low tack washi tape, or like I'm using here. This is Post-it tape, which is probably my favorite because it's wide, it's about 1 inch wide, and it's tacky, but very, very low tack. So this is probably my favorite, I would think, out of all the sort of hold it in place tapes that I've tried so far, and I have tried quite a lot. And like I said, I was thinking sentiment strips sort of coming out here. But then this one is probably going to be vertical, and then the rest will probably be horizontal, like that. Then we'll see what we'll do with this one. And I do have here also a green background, so maybe instead of doing the ink blending, maybe we'll add this. Maybe ink blend a little bit in the background, just to kind of bring a little bit more life to that. And then I also did use the round circle to cut these flowers out of a panel that I started coloring actually over a year ago, and then for some reason never ended up using. So what I was thinking was, as I've cut these out, there's nothing that says that you have to cut everything out in the middle. You can use them wherever you want. And I wonder if this was actually the piece that I cut out the green for, to kind of have that, this. So we're gonna probably stencil some pattern on this, and then the flowers are gonna go like on the side like this. So one flower there, and then, oops, no, maybe it's this way. One flower that way, one flower this way, and a flower here. Maybe they need to go the other way. There we go. There's so much syncing back and forth in my craft room, it's never sort of straight line, but that's part of the fun, I think. So let's have another little thing. And I think we're going to turn this into time lapse because I feel like there's going to be a lot of faffing. So let's do that. Right, so we're going to have a quick little look at some of these cards that I made and some of the different bits that I've used from the slimline die cutting system. So this is the first card. So on this, I used both the actual rectangular pieces as well as stitched circles piece to kind of get that pattern into my circle. So that's a nice little touch. There's also the straight one that leaves no stitching. And then also on this card, as you can see, it's got that really lovely, gorgeous golden rose paper glaze. And I've also finished it off with a sentiment from Fancy Sentiment, so congratulations on your wedding day. And I made just kind of like a little, I guess you could say like almost like a golden necklace with some sequins here. And then of course this pattern is made with a slimline floral stencil. So that's my first card. Then we're gonna put this away and we're gonna have a look at the next card. So the next card is this one. So this one I've also used this sequin mix. This is the candy corn shot, and I made a little shaky card with a panel that's again used both the rectangular pieces and also the stitch circle. So as you can see, I've used the same pieces to cut these two out, but depending on the backgrounds that I've used, you get very different results. So that's fun. Also, where you place your circle is going to make a difference with how your cards turn out. So on this background, I have ink blended the Slimline Radial stencil. And then obviously I used the die cutting system to create my little shaker pouch and put some candy corn sequins in there. And then finished this off with, which I thought was kind of funny, actually this card contains a lot of nuts and bolts because it's a shaky card. And this is from the So Franken Cute stamp set, which is just perfect for Halloween. And then we have, although this is actually a stamp set that has been discontinued. However, I had a panel and I thought, well, I just want to show that you don't have to use the circles to, and this is the straight cut circle. So I used the straight circle to cut out these flowers from, this was an A2 panel, and then on the back here, I have again used both of these because I really do like how you just layer the panel onto your card base. It just elevates the card, I think. And then we ink blended a little bit of green ink onto some green card stock just to kind of give it a little bit of texture. And this is the Dashes Slimline stencil. This is probably my favorite out of all of the Slimline stencils there's out, so I use this one a lot. And the sentiment here is kind of funny. Apparently I wasn't reminded to sign to a birthday card, and although in fairness I think we can all agree that we can blame 2020 for pretty much everything that we forget this year. Yes, let's go with that. This sentiment is from Seriously, Literally, Always, and there are so many just fun, funky sentiments from this, so it covers everything. So yeah, this is definitely one to have. And so there we go. And I made this strip really thin and just stretch all over all of these circles. So as you can see, you don't have to have them straight in the middle. You can just kind of mix and match and make a fun background like that. And then the last two cards are also made using the a couple of panels that I made with the Slimline Dashes stencil. So as you can see, I'm not lying when I say this is my favorite. I use it for so many things. And with this one, I have used only the little forest die cut, and I cut this out 3 times. Oh, also I used the smaller piece of the rectangular pieces, and then I cut this out 3 times like this, and these are the pieces that I put on top of here. So for the background on this first one, we're just going to cover that up for a second. I have used the Stars stencil with Artemisa Silver paper glaze to create a background. And this is not just any kind of paper. This is actually sort of silvery shimmer paper. So it gives a really nice sort of pearlescent look there. And then we finished off with a sentiment from our Inside Quote Christmas sentiment stamp set. So just really, really finely done with our black hybrid ink, of course. And this I thought was actually kind of nice, just this way. No fuss, no muss, but it's still very nice and impactful. And then our final card is the negatives from this. And then with this, I've actually popped them up with foam tape. So these are really high, really, really high. And then lots of sequins from the Gin and Tonic sequin mix. And again, a sentiment from the Inside Quote Christmas stamp set. And this is so simple, yet so blingy. And this is literally the leftover pieces from that. So you get 2 for 1, which I think is pretty cool. Thank you so much for watching. This is Erica for Picket Fence Studios. Don't forget to subscribe for more fun tutorials.